So you want to build a personal website but you don't know where to start? Well, in this video, even if you are a total beginner, I will teach you how to create a personal website that looks awesome with free and easy no-code tools that will make your website visitors want to stay and take action. Hello, I'm Kay from the Astra team, and here is what we're going to build today. So we're going to build a website for the fictional John Spectra. Now, John Spectra is a blogger, a public speaker, and also a personal development enthusiast. So first of all, we'll start with our homepage. We have a beautiful image here, and as we scroll, we have more info about John. We see the companies he's worked with, and we have access to his blog where John can talk about anything he wants to talk about. And finally, we have a get in touch form here in the footer, as well as John's logo and access to his social media. Next, we have the About Me page, which, as the name suggests, talks about John and what he achieved, like the books he wrote. Next, we have the My Values page. Once again, as the name suggests, it's all about John's values. Next, we have the blog, and if you click on an individual item, so you can see here we got several blog posts. So if I click on this one, I have access to the blog post itself. And as I scroll, I can see the text here. I can leave a comment. And next, we have the Contact Me page, where you find all the information on how to contact John, the address, phone number, and email, as well as a Google map. And of course, this website looks absolutely beautiful, whether on the desktop, on the tablet, or on the mobile. And you know the importance of the mobile nowadays. Now, as mentioned in the intro of this video, even if you are a total beginner, if you follow this video step by step, you'll be able to build something similar. Now, you may be wondering, why do we even need a personal website when you have social media? Now, don't get me wrong, social media is great, but the issue with social media is that you could be cut off at any time. Your account could be closed, and more than likely, you wouldn't be able to know why or even contact someone to fix it. So the issue is, if that happens, you'd be cut off from your audience, the people you talk to. Whereas creating your own personal website, you control the narrative. It's your own territory. So if you want to build a website that actually works, hit the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and let's get started. Setup. So the first thing you need if you want to have your own website is to have a web hosting plan and a domain name. Now, there are plenty of web hosting companies and domain name solutions, but more or less the process is always the same, or always almost the same. So if you want to get up to speed with it, make sure you take a look at this video, and of course you'll find a link to this video in the description below. Next, we'll need WordPress because this is what we'll be using for this tutorial, and WordPress needs what is called a theme to display the website. So that takes care of the design and of the features. And for this tutorial, we'll be using the Astra theme. And by the way, the video I just mentioned walks you through installing WordPress and Astra in just a few clicks. Now, we could stop there, but we would have to start from scratch, and we want to make your life easier. So we're going to use a plugin called Starter Templates, which basically is going to allow you to install a full design in just a few clicks. Now, in case you didn't know, Starter Templates is a library of hundreds of templates and thousands of possibilities. Basically, in just a few clicks, you can install beautiful designs so you don't have to think about it, and you can just get going with creating an awesome website. Now, you'll find a great selection of free templates. But if you want to take your website to the next level, you may want to consider the premium templates, as extra time has been put into crafting those templates with conversion in mind. So if you are interested, you'll find a link in the description below. Now, once again, we could stop there, but if you want to move things around, if you want to change the content, then we'll be using a plugin called Spectra. So basically, Spectra is just blocks, widgets that you can play with. It's drag and drop, it's a no-code solution. It's super easy and you're gonna have fun with it. So to cut a long story short, Spectra is what is called a visual website builder. And if you've never heard about Spectra, well, you should. So I'll make sure to put a link in the description of this video. Now, the beauty of it is that we only need to install one plugin. It's the Starter Templates plugin, and it will prompt us to install Astra and Spectra. As easy as it gets. Next, installing the Starter Templates plugin. So in WordPress, you want to go to Plugins, Add New. Then in the search field, you want to type Starter Templates, click on Install Now, and activate. Next, select your page builder, and for this tutorial, we'll be using Spectra, which uses the block editor. Next, I'm going to hover over personal website, and I'm actually just going to click on it. Now you will find a selection of premium and free templates, but for this tutorial, we'll be using this free template. Now, whether you're using another template, free or premium, it's exactly the same principle, so you can follow along. So let me click on this one here, public speaker. And right here, you can upload your own logo, but we'll take care of that later. So click on skip and continue. Next, you can change the colors. You have various color palettes, but we're going to change that later because we have our own color palette. So I will show you that in a moment. And here you can change the fonts. So here we have the default serif display open sans, but I can click on the different pairs and you see how it changes. Actually, for this one, we're going to use this one here, Poppins and Lado. Next, click on continue. And before we move on to the next step, you may want to fill in your details so that we can help you even better in the future. For the rest, make sure all options are checked and then click on submit and build my website. And now sit back, relax, and enjoy the short flight. And voila, congratulations, your website is ready and it took just 35 seconds to build. And I'm not even kidding. Next, click on view your website, and this is what we currently have, and you see here in the navigation the various pages, but we'll change that later in this video. Next, hover over the name of your website, go to dashboard, and as you can see, the Astra WordPress theme as well as the Spectra website visual builder have been installed. So basically all it took is installing one plugin, the starter templates plugin, and both Astra and Spectra were automatically installed. Now, it can't get easier than that. Next, customizing the identity. So in WordPress, you want to go to Astra, customize. Now, before I can show you how to change the logo, I have to show you that we actually have two different logos because this is a transparent header. So you can see here the logo is white. But if I go to the blog page, you can see we have a different logo. So this is our regular logo and this time it's black. So how to change both? So here in header builder, site title and logo, you can see here we have the black logo. So that's the regular logo. So I'm just going to click on change logo. Next, I'm going to select files and upload all my images actually. So click on select files. And I'm going to select all my images for this project. Next, I'm going to select my preferred logo, click on select, then click on skip cropping, and there you go. Here's the logo here, and you can see it right here. Now it's a bit small, so I'm going to change its value. In my case, it's going to be 220 pixels, but of course, depending on your logo, this number may vary, so just play with the values. So that was for the standard header. Now let's go back, let me go back to the root, and once again we go back to header builder, and instead of clicking on site title and logo, we're going to click on transparent header. Now the best way to see it is to go back to the home page, which has the transparent header, and next we're going to click on change image right here. Now let's select our alternative logo, click on choose image, and there you go. As you can see, we've changed the logo. Now, once again, I'm going to change it to 220 in my case. Then click on publish to save our work. Okay, next, let's add a site icon. So let's go back, and now let's go back to site title and logo. So here we have the standard header logo. Now scroll down all the way to the bottom and click on site icon. Then click on select site icon. Now I'm going to choose this one, click on select, and there you go. This is the icon that your website visitors are going to see in the browser tab. Let's click on publish to save our work, and let's go back. Next, we want to change the colors. So let's go to global, colors, and first of all, we're going to change the color palette here. And we'll be using this stylish brand guide to match our brand colors. By the way, if you're interested in knowing how to create your own logo for free and having this stylish brand guide, make sure you take a look at this video right here. You won't regret it, but make sure you finish this video first. So I'm just going to change the colors matching my brand. And basically all I'm doing is using my brand guide and copying the hex color value. Then I open a color and I just paste it. Then rinse, recycle, and repeat. Okay, now that I changed my global palette, I can choose in the theme color which color I want. So this is the accent, this is for the links. For example, I can change it to this global color. So the beauty of it is that if at any point I want to change the colors of my brand, all I have to do is change the colors here in the global palette, and every instance of that color is going to be changed also. So if I chose red, for example, all the buttons, all the links will change to red. if I had selected that global color in the first place, right here where it says links. So you get the point. So for example, let me change it here for the body text, and let me select this global color. And if I scroll down, as you can see, this is our body text. If I put it back to what it was, as you can see, it's not really readable. So let me select this one, and let's close this. Next, changing the fonts. So for that, let's go back one step, and let's click on typography. So here, once again, we have font pair. So let me scroll back up, and right here, as we saw previously, we have presets. So if I click on a preset, it's going to change the heading and body fonts. Now, what I can also do is change it individually. So here I can change the body font. So right now it's Lato, but there are hundreds or if not thousands of Google fonts I can change to, or I can change the headings font. Same thing, this one here is Poppins. And I can even go further. So I could say for the H1 font, which is the bigger title, I want to use this font. And for the H2, which is a bit smaller, I want to use another font, and so on. So that gives you a lot of room to match your brand and to really tailor the branding experience. So right now I'm going to leave the fonts as it is, but if you change the font, don't forget to click on publish to save your work. Next, editing the header. So in WordPress, you want to go to Astra, customize, then you want to click on header builder, primary menu, and then you want to click on the design tab. Next, scroll down until you find the menu font. Click on the little pencil to edit, then scroll down, and here you will see this option. So all we're going to do is click on it, and as you can see now, it's all capital letters. But it's a bit too big. You want to maintain visual hierarchy. So what we're going to do is to decrease the size to 12 pixels. Great! Next, as you can see here, we have social icons. Now, if you want to change the social icons, all you have to do is to hover over those icons, click on the little pencil icon, and now you can open each individual icon and paste a URL. So all you have to do is to copy the URL from the Facebook page in this case, and just paste it here. And then when you're done, just click on publish. Now, if you're using a different social media, what you can do is change the name right here and also change the icon. So for example, let me open this. Let me type Snapchat. And there it is. I can just change it. And as you can see here, it's changed the logo. So all I have to do is to paste the correct URL, change the name here, and I'm done. Next, editing the footer and contact form. So in WordPress, you want to go to Astra, customize, then click on footer builder. And as you can see, this is our footer here. Now our footer has 3 levels in this case, as you can see here. So under the footer, we have our copyright, which is what you see right here. Then we have our footer with 2 columns. So here we have an image. You can't really see it because it's white on white, but we're going to change that in a moment. Then here we have the social icons. Then above the footer, you got 2 more columns. And if I click on the first widget, this is just a block of text. So if I go here, this is the get in touch text. And if I click on the second widget, it's our form. Now, on some websites, the contact form is embedded on the contact page, but with this starter template, the contact form is embedded in the footer. Now, if you want to change the contact form, you need to go back to the WordPress backend because this form is actually from a plugin called WP Forms that was automatically installed when you install this starter template. So in WordPress, you want to hover over WP Forms and click on Notifications. And it's pretty easy. There's only one contact form, so just click on Edit. And here you can change what's actually in the form. You can add and remove fields, but we're going to keep it simple. What we want to do is to change the email address this form is going to be sent to. So next, click on Settings, Notifications, and here by default is going to send the forms to the admin email address. So this is the email address that's linked to your WordPress install, but sometimes you want to send it to a different email address. So what you can do is just remove this in the send to email address field and just type in the email address you want all the forms sent to as notifications. In this case, I'm just going to put it back to what it was, but you get the idea. Same thing from the from email and reply to emails. So once you've made all your changes, make sure you hit the save button. Now let's go back to the customizer and our footer. And now let's take a look at how we can change the various elements. So for the text, all I have to do here is click on the pencil icon. Then I can just change the text here. And as you can see, it's reflected in the preview. Next, let's scroll down, and here we have our logo. Now you can't really see it, it's white on white, but let me click on the pencil icon, and then I can just click on replace image, select the image you want to use, and click on add to widget. Now if it's too big, you can just click on edit image and select a smaller size. Then click on update. Great! Now last but not least, if you want to change the social icon, it's actually the same as for the header. So just click on the edit icon, and just exactly as previously, you can change the label, you can add your own URL, so you can just copy and paste the URL from your Facebook page, for example. And if you click on the little arrow, you can choose a different social media. All you have to do is tap the name of the social media and change the icon, but we're not going to do this here. So once you're happy with all your changes, as usual, click on publish to save your work. Next, editing the content. So there are two ways you can edit pages in WordPress. The first way is to go to Pages, All Pages. Then all you need to do is hover over the name of the page you want to edit and click on Edit. Now the next way is to hover over the name of your website, click on Visit Site. Then navigate here in the navigation to the page you want to edit. And then all you need to do is click on Edit Page right here in the top bar. And now we can edit our page with the Spectra Visual Website Builder, which I talked about previously in this video. So first of all, let's see how we can change text. And that's super easy. All you need to do basically is just click where you want to change your text and change it. So instead of Tim, it's going to be John. Actually, let me change this. Sweet and short. Now the idea is to do this everywhere you need to change the text, and you get the idea. You can change the text of the whole page. And then once you're happy with it, just click on update. And now if you go back to the front end, as you can see, it says Tim here. Let me refresh, and there you go. Now it's I'm John Spectra. And the same thing here. Next, changing images. Now there are two types of images. The background image, as you can see here, and we know it's a background image because we can see elements overlaid on top of it. And the second is just an image widget. So let me show you both. So first of all, let's open the document overview. So it's this icon right here. And here you see a tree view of all the containers and elements on this page. So you can collapse and expand the various elements. Now the first container is the one we see here. So let's select the container. Then here in the right panel, let's click on Style. And as you can see, we got our background image here. So all you need to do is click on Change Image. And then you can either use an image from the media library or upload files as we saw previously. Now, in the step where I changed the logo, I already uploaded all the files for this project. So all I need to do is select the image I want to use and click on Select. So let me scroll down. I'm going to use this one, click on Select, and there you go. Now let me quickly change the overlay. As we scroll down, still in the same Style tab, you can see the image overlay color options here. So instead of 1, I'm going to change it to 0.6. And as you can see, now we can better see the image in the background. And next, I'm going to change the image overlay color to match my brand. So let me select this color. Great, now you know how to change a background image. Now let's scroll down, and here we have a regular image widget. So I'm just going to close here the document overview. I'm just going to click on my image. And as you can see, it's even easier. All I need to do is here in the right panel, click on Change Image, select the image that I want, click on Select, and now if we go back and refresh, and there you go. But now we can see an issue here because the image is a bit cut, we can't really see the face. So let's go back, and here under Image, you see the Position option. So all you need to do is just change the position by clicking on the image, click on Update, and now if we go back and refresh, there you go. Next, changing calls to action. So to change a call to action or button, all you need to do is to actually double click here on the text and just change the text. Then click on Update, and now if I go back and refresh, there you go. Our button or call to action has been changed. Now that was just for the text, but if we go back and select here our call to action, we can see that actually it's an info box widget. So here you see the call to action subtab, and if you scroll down, this is where you can change the link. So instead of this pound sign, all you need to do is paste the URL you want to use. So for example, if I want to link it to Google, and I can actually even open it in a new window, but I'm just going to keep it as it is. All I need to do is click on Update. Now let's go back and refresh that page. And if I click on it, as you can see, it works as intended. Now, more than likely, you'd want to link it to another page on your website, but you get the idea. Next, removing content. So once again, let's open our document overview by clicking on this icon, and we see our various containers. Now, what you can do is either just click anywhere and you see it in the tree, or you can select like the main containers or any element that you want to control. So for example, here, I want to keep these logos, but I want to remove this part here. So I can just click on it. I can see it's a container, and all I have to do is click on the three dots and hit delete. Now the same for this one here. And if I'm not sure, I can always click on the various elements like this and that. So let me remove this one also, delete, and this one. So as you can see, deleting elements is easy. Here we deleted containers, but I can do the same thing for individual items. I can click on an item, click on the three dots here, and hit delete. Now let's talk about controlling spacing. So as you can see here, there's a lot of space. So let me just collapse everything. So if I select this container, you can see it materialized by a blue outline. Actually, let me select the first one. Let's go back to the second one. You can see the blue outline here. Now, between two containers, you can control spacing, actually between any elements. So what I'm going to do is select my container, then go to Style. And as you can see here, we can see that there is a padding value. Now, if you don't know anything about padding and margins, just imagine a frame, and the space outside that frame would be the margin, whereas the space inside the frame would be the padding. And in this case, our container is the frame. So here we can see we have a padding of 144 pixels. So let me zoom back out, and I'm going to change this to 0. And as you can see, we gain a little bit of spacing. Now let's do the same thing for the next container. Let's select the container, go to the same spot, so Style Spacing, and now let's remove the top padding. And as you can see, now it's way closer. So that's the way you deal with spacing, whether it's padding or margin or both. And if you want to know more about the basics of the Spectra Visual Website Builder, you may want to take a look at this video right after you're done with this one. Next, changing the contact page Google Map. So in WordPress, you want to hover over the name of your website, click on Visit Site, then navigate to the contact page and click on Edit Page in the top bar. Next, let's scroll down to where our Google Map is. Then you want to hover over the map and click on the blue frame around the Google Map. Then all you need to do is to select the address field, remove the data in there, and just type your address. Next, change your zoom level, and there you go. All you need to do is click on Update. And now if we go back and refresh the page, there you go. Sorry to disappoint, but it's as easy as that. Next, adding new content. And let's start by adding a blog post. So if we go to the blog page, you can see we have various blog posts already with the template when you install the template, but we want to add a new one. So how do we do this? So in WordPress, you want to go to Posts, Add New. Then where it says Add Title, you want to type your own title. Next, here you can type or paste your text. So I'm just going to paste some text and make sure I format it accordingly. Then I'm going to click on the Post tab, Set Featured Image, and I'm going to pick this image. Then click on Set Featured Image and Publish. Publish a second time. And now if we go back to the front end and refresh, as you can see, our blog post is here in the list. And if I click on the blog post itself, this is a single blog post, and I can actually leave a comment here. Next, adding a new page. So we could start from scratch, but the easier way is actually to copy an existing page. So I'm just gonna hover over the name of the website, click on Visit Site, and then I'm going to navigate to the About page, click on Edit Page, and I'm going to copy all of this. But before I do this, let me just click here in this container, click on Style, and I'm going to change the background color to one of our brand colors. So let me use this blue, click on Update. Okay, so now that I have everything the way I want, I'm just going to copy all of the elements on this page. So for that, I'm going to click on the three dots here, then select Copy All Block. And it says All Content Copied. Next, let me go back by clicking on the icon here in the top left corner, So I'm back in the pages section. Let me click on add new, and I'm going to call this page my values. Now I don't want the title to show on top of the content, so I'm going to click on the little eye icon, and then underneath I'm just going to click, and I'm going to right click and paste. And now all the blocks have been pasted. So now I can change the text to what I want. Let me scroll down. Let me change this image. So with the image selected, click on change image. And I'm going to select this one, click on select. And basically at this point, I can just play with the content. I've shown you how to change text, images, background images, buttons. So once you're done with it, just click on publish twice. As you can see, it's not exactly what we wanted, and that's for a simple reason. We need to change the page layout. So back in WordPress, you want to click on the Astra settings icon that you find right here in the top right corner. Then where it says container style, you want to select unbox. And next you want to click on advanced settings. And for the transparent header, you want to select enabled. Then click on return to posts. Click on update. And now if you go back to the front end and refresh, there you go. Exactly what we wanted. Now that was the easiest way to add new pages to your WordPress website. But if you want to create pages from scratch, you may want to take a look at this crash course about Spectra. But of course, once you're done with this video. Next, changing the website navigation. So in WordPress, you want to go to Appearance, Menus, and first of all, we want to remove some items. So I'm going to click on What I Offer, then hit Remove, and the same thing for Books, and Remove. Next, I see the most recent pages, and you can see the My Values pages we just created previously. So I'm just going to select this page, click on Add to Menu, and then I'm just going to drag and drop it just below About. Next, click on Save Menu, and if I go back to the front end, I haven't refreshed yet, so take a look. We still have the What I Offer and Books page, and we don't see the My Values page. And now if I refresh, there you go. Our website navigation has been updated. Yeah, as easy as that. Taking it further with Astra Pro. So as you can see, with just free tools, we've created an awesome personal website. Now, if you want to take it to the next level, you may want to consider Astra Pro. For example, as you see here, as I scroll, you can see that the navigation stays fixed, or here on the blog page. Same thing, I can scroll and I can have my navigation always staying on top. That's a sticky header, or I can even have it just disappear as I'm scrolling down and come back as I'm scrolling up. I can change the logo for the sticky header and many other things. Actually, there are so many exclusive features with Astra Pro that we created a dedicated video about it. So you may want to take a look at this video, but of course, once you're done watching this one. So congratulations. In this tutorial, we went from this to this. So we changed the branding, we added our own logo, brand colors, and we changed the navigation here. So we added and removed some. We edited the About Me page, and we created a new page based on this one, which is the My Values page. And we've added this page here in the website navigation. Next, we added a blog post, and I showed you how to add a featured image. And finally, we changed the Google Map on the contact page. We changed the address, and we also addressed changing the form in the footer and the various elements in the footer. So now you're all set to create an awesome personal website. Now, if you want to create a stunning personal website even faster, you may want to consider zipwp.com. And basically, it's going to be using the same tools, but with the power of AI. So AI is going to take care of the text and the images, and basically in about 60 seconds, you get a website with 90% of the job done. Of course, you need to change some of the images and just match your branding, but for the rest, AI is going to help you create a stunning personal website in no time. So as usual, you find all the links in the description below.